Chloe Manus, of course, one of the Panthers, missed time last season, missed the year due to a preseason torn ACL, and Pitt's so glad to have her back. You saw Amanda West as well. She was another player, missed majority of the season in 2022, but is back and forceful as ever here in the Panthers 2023 campaign. So it's number 10, Notre Dame and Pitt, the Irish in the all-navy. Panthers in the home whites. Once again, Jason Earle and Rachel Krieger, happy to be with you. So, you know, you see Notre Dame at number 10, Rachel, Pitt unranked. You might think, okay, the Fighting Irish have the edge in this one. But a Panther team that's 8-2 on the season, have been rising rapidly, and so Nate Norman has his hands full today.
Yeah, certainly, and Pitt at home especially is so tough to go against. I mean, just complete and utter dominance at home, but also Notre Dame on the road, 7-game winning streak. Clearly a big matchup today between two, honestly, very even sides.
Yeah, that's one of the most enticing storylines we've been tracking, is Notre Dame, a team that has been so good on the road as of late. And the Pitt Panthers have been near perfect at home. And here in 2023, their only 2 losses came on the road. We told you about Louisville on Thursday night, and other loss came away at Xavier earlier in the year. So something's got to give today. Notre Dame's road streak on the line, and the Panthers' home winning streak in jeopardy as well.
Well, and to go with that Louisville point too, Jason, I mean, the Panthers are certainly going to want to have some redemption, definitely not playing the way that they are expected to and used to at this point. And so for them coming out against Notre Dame here, a strong start is certainly needed.
And should remind you, there is no overtime in college soccer, so another outcome that is possible today as we end in a draw after 90 minutes, and both of those unbeaten streaks stay intact when it comes to the road and home trends for Notre Dame and Pitt. Mentioned the injuries of last year for the Panthers. Chloe Manus, a torn ACL. Amanda West only played 6 games before tearing her ACL and meniscus against Cincinnati. And Ashley Moon, the other torn ACL for the Panthers last season. So 3 key pieces, and you know they're key because they're all in the starting lineup today. And so now Amanda West, the program's all-time leading goal scorer, back in the mix for the Panthers. And also each of them wearing the captain's armband, West and Manus. Chloe never scored a goal so far for the Panthers, but her impact is felt in a number of ways.
Sure, and I mean, I got to go to training a few weeks ago, and just the joy that just she radiated, and others, you know, just flocking towards her. Sure, she brought that joy and that eagerness and anticipation on the sideline last year, but it makes a big difference when you have her back on the pitch. And then, I mean, I don't know how many teams are listening, but let's just say Amanda West said, I've got unfinished business when I talked to her earlier this year, and certainly so. Already, you know, second tied on the team in goals, so she wants to really make an impact here in her 5th year.
And unfortunately, as we talk about injuries, we already see one on the Notre Dame side as Claire Logan had to step off, and in comes KJ Ronan. So just 2 minutes and 14 seconds into this match, the Irish lose one of their key defenders in freshman Logan. And dangerous ball in off the set piece, and it is cleared away by the Panthers for our first Notre Dame corner kick of the afternoon.
Notre Dame so deadly here on these set piece plays.
And it's been all Notre Dame so far. Actually, their 2nd corner kick of the match. Breach got a hand on the shot from distance and cleared to the outside. But the Fighting Irish knocking on the door early with those 2 corners and an impressive shot from outside the penalty area there.
Yeah, I think Pitt is really going to lean on these counterattacks today, Jason, and there's so many players here on their own defensive half, and you know, you even see right there Samaya Fury tracking back to help in that midfield, leaving just 2 strikers, now 3 ahead. But Pitt really has always been a team leaning on those counterattacks.
This is Christina Lynch up top for Notre Dame, wearing 34, had it taken away by Deborah Abiodun. And should note, rainy conditions in Pittsburgh today. It's been about 59 degrees, but a steady drizzle for most of the afternoon, and could come into play certainly for the keepers. Ellie Breach already having to make a save on the one end. Atlee Olafsson is the Notre Dame keeper, making her 3rd appearance of the year. And Rachel, I know you like to talk keepers, so how are those conditions going to affect things today?
Yeah, I think like you said, just having a firmer grasp on the ball is going to be a little bit tougher. It looks like the rain has kind of lightened up a bit. It was a little bit of a more steady drizzle earlier, but yeah, just that grip on the ball is certainly going to be tougher to come by. The ball's a lot more slick. Going to have a lot more speed for these goalkeepers to handle. And then, of course, you know, your footing, too, as well. You know, the slickness of the pitch, that definitely affects the goalkeepers and their movement with their feet.
Here's Van Zanten. Takes a shot, blocked away by Katie Zalski. Sophomore center back for the Panthers. And Notre Dame has done extremely well in possessing here early. Fighting Irish led by 6th-year head coach Nate Norman. And coming off a year that went all the way to the national quarterfinal. Excellent season for the Irish last year. 17-3-3 record on the season. 7 ACC wins. Mentioned their ACC tournament matchup against Pitt in the quarterfinal that went to penalties. They got the win in that. But penalties loomed again in the semifinal as they took on Florida State. That time came out on the wrong end as the Seminoles advanced on.
A keeper's worst nightmare, Jason.
That's right. Nate Norman winning ACC Coach of the Year last season. First time for a Notre Dame head coach to win the honor since they joined the conference. And just like Randy Waldrum in his 6th season at Notre Dame. So 2 head coaches in year 6 and doing an excellent job of leading their respective programs to success. Mentioned Randy Waldrum and the Panthers reaching the NCAA tournament for the first time in program history a season ago. And not only did they get there, they got to host their first matchup right here against Buffalo. Won an additional game against Georgetown before falling to Florida State in the round of 16.
When we talked in the beginning of the season, I got a chance to talk to Ben Waldrum, assistant coach, who was, you know, covering a little bit while Randy was away at the World Cup with Nigeria. And he said, well, how do we build off of this? How do we build off the success of last year? And just the atmosphere around this team is, well, now we expect that. Now we expect to be in the ACC tournament. We expect to be in the NCAA tournament. And Pitt already with a really nice record this year on track. But we've talked about them struggling in the ACC play. So today's matchup is going to be key for sure.
And Randy Waldrum has said last season may have surprised a lot of people, but certainly didn't surprise them as they advanced to the tournament. Here's a Panther corner kick, their first of the day from Szczepanski. Gordon tried to get ahead on it, but it rolls out, and that will end in a Irish goal kick. Ashton Gordon, another captain for the Panthers. 4 captains on this Pitt team. Mentioned West and Menas. Ashton Gordon, as well as Ellie Caulfield, not in the starting 11 today, but it's been a challenge for Randy Waldrum all season, Rachel. And one of those good problems to have if you're a head coach. You've got too many skilled players that play the same position. We'll talk a lot today about the Panthers' depth that they have, because Menas and Caulfield both play that 6 role so well. Mertz sends a cross in. Olafsson is out to get it.
Yeah, I think going off your point there, Jason, just Ellie Caulfield stepped up in such a big way for the Panthers last year. There is absolutely no denying that. But there's just something about Chloe Menas. She's a very special player in that defensive midfield role, and she just takes command. And Caulfield and her, very similar players, like for like substitutions. So really, when you're just swapping one out to get fresh legs, I mean, it's there's really no disadvantages. You're getting basically the same thing. Ellie Caulfield told me last year she really learned how to step up and be a leader too. She had to, with all the injuries.
And just to give you a sense of how even the split has been between playing time for the two of them, 11th game of the season today for Pitt. This is Mina's 6th start of the year, and Ellie Caulfield has 5 starts on the season. So clearly a tough battle for Coach Waldrum to decide who he wants in that spot, but two captains, very mature players and leaders on this team, and he said they've handled it well. So Panthers thought that was a corner kick. We'll show you another look. That's Samaya Fury working on the outside, and I think she's got a great case. That seemed pretty clear to me.
I agree with that. Yeah, it certainly bounces off the thigh of the Notre Dame player.
And that was Wanaya Hudson defending Fury in the corner for the Fighting Irish. So in the early going, a lot of Notre Dame, but last couple minutes, Panthers starting to generate some momentum themselves.
The jersey pull is going to get called every time.
Yeah, wasn't difficult to notice that one.
Not too hard.
And drawing the foul there, Kiki Van Zanten, one of the players that we'll talk about a lot today, veteran midfielder for Notre Dame. And Rachel, I know you're excited to talk about her appearance over the summer in the Women's World Cup for Jamaica.
Oh my gosh, Jamaica was such a fun team to watch. I mean, just surprised everybody. Tough group. Brazil and France were in that group. Nobody expected Brazil to go out. Jason, I had Brazil in the final. But I was
a lot of red marks on your bracket.
Yeah, quite a bit. But I had never been happier. If you know me, I love my CONCACAF. So I was so happy to see Jamaica make it to the round of 16. Just an incredible story. And then Deborah Abiodun made it with Nigeria into the round of 16 as well. She played really solid in that first game. We're not going to talk about the color of the card that she picked up toward the end of it. I'll do her and Randy a favor and not do that, but Nigeria, just a solid tournament.
Yeah, two teams that really impressed on that stage. Nigeria, of course, led by Pitt head coach Randy Waldrum, and they had their challenges, and he's been vocal about them when it comes to resources that Nigeria has compared to a lot of the other countries that they competed against, and was under a lot of criticism going into that tournament for the way that he was leading that program and trying to get them up to par in terms of the resources and abilities that the other countries have, and ultimately proved that he was the right man for the job in that tournament by leading Nigeria to the knockout stage with some really impressive results.
Yeah, most definitely. And you know what? He earned a lot of... He's a very respected coach. I think it's
absolutely
pretty well said. Him and Nate Norman as well, only in his 6th year. But Randy Waldrum, I mean, he really earned the respect of the soccer world for standing up for his players. And that's what you want as a player. You want a coach that's going to stand up for you and fight for you. And I give Randy a lot of credit for doing that.
And of course, maybe highlighted by the win over Australia. Kiki Van Zanten here on the attack for Notre Dame. And Klinke, wearing 4, had it poked away. And Notre Dame throw in here about 13 minutes into the game. Dangerous throw in there. Panthers did well to clear it, but Van Zanten had another try. Now a deflection from Lynch heads over the bar and results in a Pitt goal kick. Left back wearing 3 for the Panthers is Lainey Fuchs. doing her best to defend Christina Lynch there. So you've got a freshman in Fuchs going up against a veteran in Lynch. And left back spot for the Panthers was up for grabs coming into this year after the loss of Adelie Palomo. And Coach Waldrum and staff have been really proud of the way Lainey Fuchs has stepped up and claimed that role.
And the players too, you know, talking to Minos and Caulfield, Amanda West and Ellie, I already said Ellie Caulfield. There's so many great depth players, it's hard to keep track of them all sometimes, but everybody, whenever asked, you know, who's somebody that you're looking forward to watching, everybody said Lainey Fuchs. They said she is just, you know, a step above. She may be a freshman, but she plays like a fifth-year senior.
So a good spot for a free kick here from Maddie Mercado for Notre Dame. Ball in, goes near post to Breach, not where we expected maybe that one to go. Caught us off guard for a moment, but Ellie Breach was there.
Ellie Breach has been busy. Panthers for the last few years, it almost feels like we've been calling a different goalkeeper every year, Jason, and for her to come in as a sophomore this year, you know, she got a little bit of time last year as well, especially after an injury to Caitlin Lazzarini. So there's a chance here for Pitt.
Yeah, Mertz comes up with the loose ball, looking for an option, finds one in West on the outside. West shakes Logan. Ball headed away. Drops out to Mercado, but now Fury has it. And it's with West once again. So shifty in the box with the ball. Drops out to Abiodun. And Shapansky had it taken by Van Zanten.
Just going back real quick to thoughts on Ellie Breach. I've always been impressed with her, whether it be a training, whether she stepped in during tournament play last year. And that's same said for the coaching staff. I mean, they said going in, of course, there was a goalkeeper competition. There's always competition between players, but goalkeeper coach promoted this year, Jessie Goldman, really highly rating her, and she's got height too, which is obviously a huge plus.
Yeah, you and I were talking before the game today that they clearly think highly of Ellie Breach, because I remember a moment last year where Randy Waldrum told us we would feel comfortable putting her in now as a freshman. So if something were to happen to Caitlin Lazzarini, they felt completely fine putting Breach in. And so now as a sophomore, she claims the starting job. Tough outing Thursday night at Louisville. The Cardinals had a good night offensively, but on the season, Breach has done well, making her 11th start of her career here.
Yeah, she has 3 clean sheets this year against Kent State, Bucknell, and then against an ACC opponent, North Carolina State. So hoping to get a few more against some of these ACC teams. But yeah, I've been really impressed with her. I think she's a really solid goalkeeper. And honestly, the depth of the goalkeeper position is good too. With Emily Edwards, she got some playing time this summer in the USLW league, kind of like a collegiate, you know, prep league. And so she played in North Carolina and they actually won. So she got a lot of good experience doing that. So I think Pitt is in good hands for the next several years in that goalkeeper spot after just so many years of, you know, different goalkeepers.
So Ava Gattino, wearing 19, watches that one go out of play for another goal kick. So far, 2 Irish corners to 1 for the Panthers. Notre Dame on top 4-2 in the shots category. No great chances from either side just yet. And can't say enough about Gattino, who you saw there. Mac Hermann Trophy semi-finalist a season ago. Won ACC Defender of the Year honors. And has just been the anchor of that Notre Dame back line that has been so good over the past few seasons.
A really solid defender, Ava Gattino. I like the way that Notre Dame plays their defense, but they have had a lot of trouble getting those clean sheets this season. Yes, they are winning games. Yes, they are nationally ranked. But the clean sheets need to start coming for this team if they want to make a really deep run into an ACC tournament, into an NCAA tournament. Certainly a head-scratching issue for Coach Nate Norman, having just such a really solid defense and not being able to find those clean sheets. But there is a goalkeeper battle going on. You know, Ashley Naylor is on the bench today. Got Atlee Lofson starting in between the sticks.
Yeah, just the third game of the year for Olofsson, the freshman from Austin, Texas. Has only allowed 1 goal in her time on the year. And Nate Norman has said she's an extremely gifted goalkeeper, solid in all areas, and also really good with her feet, so can possess the ball and sometimes act as almost an additional center back there for the Irish. And on the ball there, Claire Logan, so she has re-entered the game for Notre Dame after the early injury just a few minutes in. Mercado did a nice job to shake Abiodun, and that's going to give Deborah Abiodun a yellow card right about the 25-minute mark.
Yeah, she gets her right on the cleat there. I think it's a good call from the referee to give the card. She's had a couple fouls already in this game, so I think that's pretty fair. But the idea was good. The idea was good, going for the ball, trying to get something on the counterattack.
Ava Gattino take the easy option on the free kick. And Logan sends the deep ball in. Lynch had a strike. And Panthers able to get it to Szczepanski, who goes forward to Abiodun, maybe working on the counter here. Amanda West on the left flank. Heavy touch ends up with Logan. Panthers get it right back. Intensity of this match starting to pick up a bit. Errant pass, Minas takes advantage. Szczepanski had it taken away again.
A lot of deep play in the midfield here for Notre Dame. Pitt needs to get some numbers up when they're going on offense. Abiodun and Minas push up a little bit more.
Arts is crafty on that right wing. Cuts inside. Has an opening. Blocked by Hudson. Landy Mertz so dangerous on the outside. Gets Pitt the corner here.
Oh, nice cut there from Landy Mertz. A good shot as well. I understand wanting to keep it low. You send it high, you risk sending it over this way. You get the set piece. See if you can try to get something here against the young goalkeeper.
So Sarah Szczepanski will take the corner again. It'll be an in-swinger with her left foot. Great ball to the back post, headed by Gattino, and Van Zanten clears the danger. So Nate Norman and Randy Waldrum, two head coaches in their 6th year, in a huge matchup here. Early ACC play. Panthers trying to get their 2nd win in the conference slate. The Irish trying to stay perfect. Pittsburgh program looking to build off last season's NCAA tournament appearance, aiming to get back here and make it consecutive trips.
And I think it's fair in this matchup, just because of recent memory, that you look at that 1-1 tie and then the penalty kicks for these two teams. But Pitt got their first win against Notre Dame last year, and I think a lot of people forget about that. It was so early in the season. It was when Amanda West was still with the team. A lot of people kind of forgot about that going into their playoff game, but I mean, Pitt has the opportunity here to double down on that and to get their revenge.
In that game last season, September 25th, Panthers won at 3-1. Notre Dame was ranked 17 at the time, and it improved the Panthers to 3-0 in ACC play. Randy Waldrom's first win against the team that he coached for so many years, won 2 national titles at Notre Dame in 2004 and 2010, and finally was able to defeat his former program for the first time last season. And Rachel, to your point, I think that's when attention really started to come to this Pitt team, because in non-conference, as we've seen this year as well, you can win a ton of games and maybe not receive the recognition. But when they started 3-0 in the ACC, heads started to turn nationally to focus on this Pitt squad.
Sure, and I think at that point too, Notre Dame was ranked really, really high. They were, I think, within the top 3 at that point. And so for Pitt to come in, you know, they were either low ranked or they were just kind of right on that bubble last year. And for them to get that win, heads started to turn. And you know, it goes back to what we were saying earlier. These players, the staff, at this point, it is just an expectation now that, you know, they reach the ACC tournament, they reach the NCAA tournament, they play consistently well, they build up the wins. Last year was the most wins in program history. Most goals, too, in program history with 47. So, yeah, Pitt has a lot to build off of for sure. It's a super high bar, but I think if any team can do it, it's this one. You know, you're returning a really good bulk of players, and then you get Minas, you get Ashley Moon, you get Amanda West back, and that's huge.
And again, it's one of those good problems to have if you're a head coach for Randy Waldrom, and specifically had to deal with the return of Amanda West, how to work her back into the mix as the program's all-time leading goal scorer. And he talked to us about the first game of the season. He didn't start Amanda in that first game of this year for the Panthers against Buffalo. She wasn't happy because she's a competitor. She had put in all the work to get ready, didn't understand why she wasn't starting. But he does have so much depth on this team, and Randy said he wouldn't want her any other way. That's what makes her great, because she wants to play every minute of every game. Later scored a crucial goal in that game against Buffalo, gave Randy a big hug, and all was well again.
Those two have been through a lot together, you know, from being recruited to really so much pressure on Amanda West, you know, with her goal scoring and just her numbers. And yeah, that moment I'm sure was just really great for both of them.
Mertz battling in the corner on Hudson. Manages to get the cross off, but it's right into the arms of Olafsson. So Panther substitutions to update you on as well. Kira Mellenhorst and Anna Bout in at attacking midfield. As you saw, Deborah Abiodun step off along with Sarah Shapansky. First 2 Pitt subs of the afternoon.
Anna Bout has always been one of those underrated, unsung kind of background players. She has regularly been just a machine with assists for this team. And so for the Panthers to have her back also for another 5th year, you know, so much attention is on West and Minas and other high-scoring players, but it can't be said enough how good Anna Bout is in the midfield.
Yeah, Randy Waldrom said at one point she is the glue of the team. She's not flashy, but adds so much when she's out there. Started all 22 games last season, so that's another area where the Panthers have added depth. And Bout this year not an every game starter, but certainly provides a lot when she is on the pitch. West. Shot blocked by the Irish defense, but the Panthers continue to apply pressure.
There's not a single Notre Dame player not in their own half right now.
You have to imagine Nate Norman prepared for this Pitt team differently than most of their opponents this year because of the depth they have on offense.
Sure.
So Norman going to make a substitution. Ellie Caulfield subbing in on the Panther side as well. She enters for Chloe Menas, and we told you about the dynamic between those two captains. Trading places here with just about 16 minutes to go first half. And that's Charlie Codd, new to the game for the Irish, on the ball wearing number 9. But she has it taken away. Landy Mertz with plenty of green space on the outside. Mertz, cross in, earns the corner. And Landy Mertz very active, providing a lot, very productive on that right flank. So with Szczepanski now off, Kira Mellenhorst steps in to take the corner. Well, it looked like maybe slipped on the wet surface we have here today. Did not get the foot on that she wanted, but Panthers able to keep possession. Mertz, Caulfield to Fuchs. Fury has a go. So Rachel, 30 minutes in. Again, they're not the corner kick the Panthers wanted, but they are really knocking on the door, and the mood of this match has shifted in the Panthers' favor. What are they doing differently?
Yeah, I think the momentum has completely swung Pitt's way. I just think that they're pressing a lot more. I think Landy Mertz is doing so much work here on that right side. I'd like to see them use that left a little bit more, but hey, I mean, if it's working, don't fix it.
They have a pretty good player on the left wing too, right?
Yeah, certainly. It's just a little player named Amanda West, leading goal scorer in Panthers history.
West tries to chase this one down. She does, keeps it in, and how about the effort from West to get the corner, but an ugly scene there as Logan maybe crashed into that back wall. Fortunately, she's up on her feet, but that looked scary for a moment.
Up on her feet, all smiles, just taking in the sights of Ambrose Urbanek. She's okay to continue, but yeah, certainly a scary moment for sure, but yeah, good to see her up and smiling and high-fiving her goalkeeper.
Pushed away by the Notre Dame goalkeeper, Olafsson. Fury tried to bend one in. Gattino clears. Yeah, Logan has been through it in the first half of this game. Remember, she was the one that went down just a few minutes in, had to sit out for a while, and re-entered. So the freshman from Vancouver has not had an easy outing so far, but she's done well because the Panthers are still held off the score sheet.
Oh, nice flick there for Notre Dame. Just nobody really on the end of that one.
Wonderful through ball to Mertz. Mertz, cross blocked by Hudson. Moon finds Fury in the middle. And Gattino able to take it away. Gattino, the 5'11" center back for the Irish, causing problems for the Panthers. Right when you think that they have an attack starting to form, it seems like Gattino is always the one there to snuff it out.
Yeah, she's a solid player. Nate Norman obviously highly rates her. Both of them, as you mentioned earlier, Jason, winning ACC Coach of the Year, ACC Defender of the Year, both of them for the first time in program history.
Ava Gattino, also a first-team All-American last year by the United Soccer Coaches. Has started just about every game of her career, even going back to her freshman season in 2020 when she started all 13 games in her first year with Notre Dame. Gattino. She passes it to Klinke. Klinke's cross is deflected out of play by Annabelle. And Rachel, I have to imagine, too, one thing Randy Waldrum will be happy about in the first 30 minutes or so of this game is the performance from his defense, because the back line, one area that struggled against Louisville on Thursday, the only change they've made to the starting lineup, Ashley Moon enters in place of Sage Stelzer, and it's made a big difference.
Yeah, very solid defensive work. Now see if Notre Dame's defense can stack up as well there on that opportunity.
And it looked like Fury was caught in offside territory.
Yeah, whistle dead there. Just a hair offside. But yeah, the defense for the Panthers has been really solid. And even last year, very, very impressed with Katie Zalesky and how she stepped up in as a freshman in such a major, major way. But Ashley Moon was another one of those ACL victims last year, and she's come back. She looks a lot stronger this year. Pitt has only allowed in the first 9 games about an average of 0.78 goals. And against Louisville, unfortunately, the Cardinals were able to score 3, but again, just one of those games that just doesn't really go your way. I don't think Pitt did anything super egregious in that game. It just, Louisville had good shots. That's pretty much what there was to it.
Yeah, it wasn't the Panthers' night. Randy Waldrum disappointed in the team's performance, but knows that they're better. And here's a chance for Pitt with Samaya Fury. Bout over to West. Right-footed shot. Not too much of a challenge for Atlee Olofsson.
Good to see Amanda get some shots off, though. That's what you want. You want to build the confidence a little bit so then she presses forward.
Here's Fury. Now in about, and looks like she was offside as well. But again, have to credit the Panthers. It seems like every time Notre Dame tries to approach even midfield, Pitt has found a way to turn them over and regain their momentum on the attack.
And still use that defensive line to help play up, to play from the back.
There's Mercado using space on the outside to find Klinke. Klinke, sophomore from Houston. And there's Ashley Moon. Back in the lineup today. Hudson lost the foot on it. Mellenhorst and the Panthers try to take advantage. Now Gattino. Straight to the foot of Ashton Gordon. Both teams trying to find a way to string passes together and build the sequence that could prove to be the first goal of this match. And especially already about 37 minutes into this match, that first goal is going to prove to be very important.
Sure, especially if you get it right before halftime. That really will set the tone for the beginning of the second half. Both teams, I think, doing a lot of really good things, but there's also some things that they need to work on. I think for Notre Dame, just right here, they need to get up in the attack a little bit more.
Moon did well marking Osbeck on the outside there. Now Klinke shakes Moon. Sends a cross in, headed by Gordon. Rebound comes out. Irish keep possession. And ball intended over there for Morgan Roy with too much on it. And the Panthers come away with a goal kick.
Yeah, I think that play was the first time in a while we've seen Notre Dame really deep in Pitt's half and kind of threaten goalkeeper breach. A lot of Notre Dame's possession has been good. It's just been kind of stuck in the midfield. Hasn't really been too defensive. It hasn't been too attacking. So that's something that Nate Norman and the Fighting Irish are going to go into the locker room, try to assess, figure out how to break down this really stout Pitt defense. Because not only are these Pitt attackers wanting to get goals to redeem themselves from the Louisville game, but these Pitt defenders really want that redemption, and they want that clean sheet more than anything against this ranked Notre Dame team.
And so far they've done well. Still 0-0 with 6:45 to go first half. Klinke has been working on Moon a lot, and that time earns herself a Notre Dame corner. So well done by Moon to contain Klinke.
Klinke had just about a half a step on her during that drive down the side there.
Notre Dame corner headed away by Fury for the Panthers. Samaya Fury, the forward, but tall body, good to have in the box on the corner kick. Samaya Fury transferred in from Oklahoma State a season ago. Very productive for the Panthers with 3 goals and 4 assists last season. And now the Irish on the move. Chance here. Honstein had it taken away. And all of a sudden shifting back with Notre Dame's offense on the move here in the past few minutes.
Comfortable for Breach, sending her team up, trying to get something here in these last 5 minutes before going into the locker room. I think, though, if this game does sit at 0s going into the locker room, I think Pitt's going to be the happier side. I think it just speaks for itself having a nationally ranked team and an unranked team 0-0 going into halftime, keeping them contained. Pitt, again, that defense really looking for that redemption.
As we know in the ACC, you can only put so much weight on that number next to the name, right?
Sure.
Anything can happen on any given day in this conference.
Anytime.
But you're right, Panthers have to be pleased with the way they've started. 7 shots to Notre Dame's 5. 4 corners for the Panthers, 3 for the Irish. Both teams have had their moments, building passes into the other team's territory, but no extremely dangerous chances from either side yet.
Even the set pieces haven't been the most dangerous looking plays either. Pretty much on both sides. Notre Dame takes it, it's headed out by Pitt. Pitt takes it.
Charlie Codd has it. Dangerous tackle by Zalski, but a well-done tackle makes it a Notre Dame corner.
That was a really solid defensive play there from Katie Zalski. Just timing. You have to time it perfectly, especially when you get a runner inside the box. Getting all ball on that. Making sure she doesn't take out the legs. Really, really solid defensive work there. And,
of course, if you're the center back that gives it away, the last thing you want is for that player to beat you and end up putting one on the scoreboard. So well done by Zalski to return and make the clearance. And now that corner kick deflected away by the Panthers. So one more here for Notre Dame. 3 minutes to go, first half. In swinging corner, Breach punches, and a shot for Notre Dame off the bar. Caulfield clears, but Notre Dame with the best chance we've seen today from Aaron Honstein. And looked like a foul called in the Panthers' own half. Let's show you that chance once more from Aaron Honstein. Notre Dame nearly broke the scoreless draw here.
Yeah, I'm wondering what's going through Breach's head trying to punch the ball away instead of grabbing it there coming off your line. You should really just commit and grab that ball.
So nonetheless stays at 0-0, but Honstein has been the closest chance yet with her shot off the bar there. As we stay scoreless. Zalski too hard of a shove against Ellie Osbeck. Panthers have been the more physical team so far in the first half as well. 7 fouls against Pitt, just 2 on Notre Dame. So Ava Gattino and the Irish looking for maybe one more chance here. The final moments of this first half. Samaya Fury, well done to take it off Logan and keep it in play on the left flank. Caulfield. Pass deflected and taken away by Klinke. Now Notre Dame with 30 seconds to make something happen first half. Breach comes out aggressively and makes the clearance. Now she's got to retreat back to her goal. And looks like the Irish player down is Erin Honstein, who had that excellent shot moments ago that came off the crossbar. Looks to be reaching for her right leg. So let's see. Yep, Caulfield comes in with an aggressive tackle towards the upper right leg area for Honstein, and looks like she's going to trot it off. And the senior midfielder from Broomfield, Colorado. Honstein making her 6th appearance of the season here today.
This is a dangerous area here for the Panthers. About 15 seconds left.
And looks like nothing will come of it. So the Panthers and Irish taking turns throughout the first half. Some mild chances on both sides. Panthers lead in shots 7-6. Notre Dame with the 5-4 edge in corners, and Rachel, all in all, a pretty even 45 minutes.
Yeah, I would say so as well, you know, statistics-wise and just gameplay-wise. Pitt had their chances, Notre Dame had their chances. Not too much really threatening either goalkeeper, so the shots on target certainly need to go up.
So we remain scoreless. Pitt program is certainly rising in the college soccer scene, and last year was when you really started to notice that under Randy Waldrum as they beat Notre Dame in September, as we talked about, and went on to take them to PKs in the ACC tournament in October. So it's a great matchup between two teams that are certainly going to be in the mix in the conference and have NCAA tournament aspirations as well, which makes this next 45 minutes extremely important here at Ambrose Urbanic Field.
It's all about the start in the second half, Jason. You always want to have a good, quick start. Possession is good, but get a few shots specifically on target to kind of build up that momentum, to build up that confidence in shooting right now.
Landy Mertz very active throughout the first half. Here she is again, trying to get the cross off, but two Fighting Irish defenders on her in Klinke and Hudson. Ellie Caulfield stays on to start the second half. Mertz, cross, Fury, but headed by Gattino, comes out to Belt, but sails over the top.
Yeah, just got too much underneath the foot on that one to have it sail over. Not really threatening Olofsson too much here. But what a ball there. Sent in, Landy Mertz. Yeah, just too much underneath that. But hey, it's a shot. And that's what you need to kind of build up the momentum and the confidence.
And about really in a prime position there. Had an opportunity to break the tie here early second half. And already just a couple minutes in, seems to be a little bit more energy from both sides, especially Pitt forming that chance just about a minute and a half into this second half.
I think Annabelle's inclusion really helped that toward the end of the first half, and I think Randy Waldron probably liked what he saw, kept her in for the second half. Of course, Abiodun sitting on that yellow card as well. That certainly doesn't help. Expect to see her get subbed in for a little bit of time, but wants to be a little bit cautious there.
Good ball from Mercado, breaches out to get it. Fury with a good tackle. With space, tries to find Amanda West. Going to be tough to track it down. And it does roll out across the end line for another Notre Dame goal kick.
Now, I know I was telling them in the first half to use that left side, but I think in that scenario, you could have swung it over to the right. There's a pretty clear path in the midfield there.
Fury applying pressure at the top, commits the foul. 9th foul of the day committed by Pittsburgh. So mention the difference early in the second half. It's fairly noticeable here, Rachel, and have to think Randy Waldron maybe in his halftime speech talked about amping up the energy and the pressure a little bit more.
And you see it too with the defense. I don't think they're sitting, this is obviously a different scenario because Notre Dame is now pressing, but even when Pitt has the ball, they're not sitting as deep anymore, kind of waiting for that. They're pushing up a little bit more to help.
Van Zanten with it, dangerous spot. Trying to bend around Moon, and Ashley Moon makes the tackle, but sends it out of play for the corner.
Pretty similar here to how Katie Zalski did it in the first half toward the end there. Again, you got to get your timing right. Has the slightest poke of her toe to get the ball there.
Freshman Morgan Roy to take the corner for the Irish. Breach comes out to get it. Bouncing around, and foul called on Notre Dame. Panthers will have a free kick. Samaya Fury down right around the 6-yard line there.
Collided there. Couple people, including her goalkeeper, just kind of looks like she got an elbow into the back, landing awkwardly there. Obviously hope that she's okay.
Yeah, especially we talk so much about the importance of pressuring up top and providing that energy in a game like this. Samaya Fury is one of the best, if not the best, on the Panther side in doing that. Just creating chaos at the top of the formation and finding opportunities to put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, she's always been that dark horse player, kind of like Abiodun for the Panthers. You know, she came in, like you said it earlier, Jason, as a transfer, and she's always just been that workhorse for the Panthers, doing whatever she needs to do. She may not always get the starts. She may not always get the most minutes. She might not have the goals that Amanda West has, but she still puts in a lot of really good work. She is a very, very solid player, and honestly, any team would be lucky to have her.
And one thing Randy Waldrum has talked about repeatedly with Samaya Fury is that she's continued to get better, not only as an individual, but playing within Pitt's system as well. Last year was at times trying to find her way to fit in, and this year has a really intense mentality, not only for goal scoring, but for playing within this Panther system, and has really started to get comfortable.
And she stepped up as a leader, too. I mean, Pitt has so many good leaders on this team. And, you know, one thing we talked about earlier was the depth of this team. And 15 freshmen coming into this program. You need good, solid leaders. Pitt, counting their blessings that they have a lot of players like Amanda West and about coming back for that 5th year, having Samaya Fury in that mix as well. It's a big, big plus for this program.
And so this is where that depth comes in handy, because as the Panthers lose Samaya Fury, you saw Sarah Szypanski step on. So Szypanski, a dynamic player, versatile one who can step out in a number of different positions. Saw her at attacking midfield as she started this game, and now she steps up top to fill the role of Samaya Fury. So Szypanski is the striker, flanked by Amanda West and Landy Mertz. But now it's Mellenhorst, finds Mertz on the outside. Panthers generating an attack. Cross snuffed out by Gattino. Not the first time we've said that today, won't be the last.
No, definitely not. Living up to her Defender of the Year title, for sure. Nice to see Pitt getting some numbers, though, up on that attacking play. It looked like it was 4 Panthers, 3 players for Notre Dame. That's what you want. You want those options. You want to force those midfielders to run back to exert that energy.
And it seems like that was a play where maybe in the first half, Panthers would have settled it, taken their time, stayed patient, and instead you really see Mellenhorst pressing forward, trying to find space and facilitate something.
Yeah, Mellenhorst has been good since coming in. She's kind of been helping the team a little bit more with possession, taking the ball, dribbling it when she needs to. If they're going to give you the space, take it. Sending balls in, the right time, on frame. She's been solid since coming in.
Yeah, generally starts, did not start today, Kira Mellenhorst, as we saw Szypanski and Abiodun to start at center attacking mid. Does have 8 starts to her name, Mellenhorst does, on the season. Transferred in from Oklahoma last year. Another good get in the portal for Randy Waldrum and his staff. Nice touch by Claire Logan to avoid the pressure from West. Now ball in. Van Zanten headed towards goal. Breaches out to get it. And similar to the thread throughout today's match, now it's Notre Dame applying some pressure on the other end.
Lots of different momentum switches in this game.
Both teams trying to make those back lines uncomfortable and force them into tough situations to capitalize and get on the score sheet. That's just what Notre Dame aims to do here. They've gotten a corner. And Christina Lynch, there she is, 34. Transfer from Florida State. Ava Gattino has been the one they target on these set pieces. 3 goals this year for her, all of them off corners or free kicks. She's a force in that area. And here's a ball in from Roy and saved by Breach.
Nice save from Breach. Difficult angle there to take that shot toward the corner of the box.
And here is the 5'11" Gattino. And crafty header from Mrowicki, but ends up at the foot of Zalski for the clearance.
Here's another look. Most recent Notre Dame attempt there. Tough, tough angle.
Throw from Hudson. And clearance from Gordon. And Rachel, even though Ellie Breach hasn't had any significant tests so far today, has to build confidence for her as well after a tough outing on Thursday, even to get the easy ones. But Notre Dame not relenting as Mercado is wide of the bar.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, this is where you do want to look at that number 10 next to Notre Dame's name, and you want to feel that confidence of, getting so far a shutout against such a really good attacking team. And one thing that it was pointed out to us was there's been a lot of spreading the wealth with Notre Dame this season. There have been, I think, 5 different goal scorers this season for the Fighting Irish, and so there's a lot that the defense needs to cover. And for Ellie Breach to be so young, leading a pretty experienced defense, you got some upperclassmen, Ashton Gordon back there. Katie Zalski's only a sophomore, but gosh, it almost feels like she's a senior with how she's been playing.
Right.
But yeah, that's a lot of area to cover for the defense and for Breach. So good on them for doing their homework and guarding these players and not letting them get these good looks.
And there's a great save by Breach off the shot from Roy. So just as we're talking about the fact that she hasn't had many tests today, of course he gets one there, and well, she passes the test and keeps this a 0-0 game.
Yeah, we'll have to give our apologies for the commentator's curse later on there, but that's such a really good save because there's so much traffic in front of her, and you just have everyone's feet meshing together right in front of your face, so you're like, who's who? So for a goalkeeper to come up with a save like that is big. So much congestion there right in front of her. Nice dive. Even though the rain has stopped, that surface is still slick for her footing, so way to get her feet down and push off and get that dive.
6 saves now on the day for Breach. Notre Dame with a couple follow-up chances on that last corner, but still nothing doing it. Have to credit Pitt's defense as well, getting in the way of those shots, finding any part of the body to get in front of them and clear them away. Notre Dame still pounding. Mercado working on Caulfield. Finds an option in Klinke. High cross in. Van Zanten and Gordon went up for it. Falls out. Mercado. Blocked again. Bout heads it away. Now Claire Logan. Long ball in. Caulfield that time. And Notre Dame back with Logan now. Again, the high ball sent in. Van Zanten, and Panthers will be relieved to finally see that ball trickle out of play and get a goal kick.
Yeah, certainly the momentum kind of shifting toward Notre Dame's way. I am kind of stunned that this doesn't turn into a goal. Just falls perfectly. There's a little bit of an opening there between Ashton Gordon and Lainey Fuchs. Very surprised that doesn't turn into a goal. Good awareness from the Pitt defense. Offense hasn't had much action here. A little over 5 minutes, so hoping to switch that.
Yeah, I think last time we gave you an update on the shots count, it was 8-7 Pitt. It's now 13-8 Notre Dame, and that's just because they've really been dominant offensively over the last few minutes, racking up 8 corners now in the game to Pitt's 4. So the Irish have found a little bit of a rhythm here have possessed for good chunks of this second half, but still knotted on the scoreboard. 0-0 as we approach the 30-minute mark in the second half. Oh, now here's Lynch. Plenty of space. It's her in breach. Gordon trying to track behind. Lynch's shot scores. Notre Dame is on the board first. Christina Lynch had a free ball ahead of her, and she took advantage for the Irish.
Yeah, we just talked about how the momentum's swinging in Notre Dame's way. When's it going to come? When's it going to come? And just kind of an unfortunate split in the gap here for Pitt. Long ball just skips through the midfield. Ashton Gordon doesn't put too much pressure there. Goalkeeper kind of in a one-on-one situation there almost. Now, I understand maybe not wanting to go in for a tackle or something, giving up a free kick or a foul, but I mean, you got to put some pressure on there.
Yeah, you said it. Just unfortunate for Pitt's defense how that ball worked its way through somehow all the way from Notre Dame's back line. Didn't even have too much elevation on it, but just found the gaps. And before you knew it, Christina Lynch was staring at the ball and Ellie Breach, and she capitalized.
I think it just kind of skipped there through the midfield, and that's such a tough angle to defend too, because near post, far post, wherever it may be, you still got to dive and land in such an awkward way. Christina Lynch, great awareness though. I know Randy Waldrom's going to want to address how the ball got from, as you said, Jason, the defensive side for Notre Dame to the attacking half for Pitt, just kind of almost a slow motion roll.
Yeah, especially in a game like today where it seems like there have been no lanes available at any time. There's always a defender getting in the way, whether it's a pass or a shot to block it. And that was the one moment today where we've seen a ball come from distance and find its way through the seam.
And everything in this game has been pushed to the outsides. So for that ball to just go right down the middle, it's kind of a head scratcher.
Well, Notre Dame's going to take it however it comes, and they are now on top. Thanks to the goal from Christina Lynch, her 4th of the season, came in the 60th minute of this contest.
Starts all the way there from the defensive half. Just served on a silver platter, really, for Christina Lynch.
Yep, and can't help but notice who sent the ball. Ava Gattino, one of the best. Notre Dame maybe not done yet. Cross in, cleared by Zalski. Amanda West has it. Christina Lynch, a great story, by the way, too. Started at Florida State, won 2 national titles before transferring to Notre Dame, but had to sit out last year with a medical red shirt due to an ankle, and so comes back this season. She's from Granger, Indiana, and Nate Norman said they've had her eye on her for a while. Grew up in the area, said they've been watching Christina play since high school, really, and Norman has always thought of her to be one of the most talented attacking players in all the country. Loves to run at players 1v1 and can really get in behind defenders. Loved her movement off the ball, and so a player that Nate Norman has known for a while, Christina Lynch, and accomplished so much at Florida State, and now converting in a big moment for the Irish. Part of the Seminole teams in 2018 and 2021 that won national titles. And Nate Norman happy to have her in South Bend, and makes another substitution here as Ellie Osbeck comes on. Meg Browicki takes a seat for now with about 27 minutes to go.
immediately after that goal. Panthers subbing in Chloe Minas. Abiodun trying to get some speed, a little bit more tenacity on offense.
And you see Olivia Lee subbed in as well at the right back spot. And when we talked to Randy earlier this week, that was the one position we wanted to make sure to ask him about, because it has been the one spot where we really haven't seen a steady player game in, game out in that right back area. Sage Stelzer has gotten time. Ashley Moon started today. Olivia Lee has been an option. She steps in now. So maybe still searching for that player who's going to hold down that right back area. And Lee gets her chance here with less than 30 minutes remaining against the Irish. Panthers with even more urgency now, down a goal, 26 minutes remaining. We've got a good ACC matchup here and a thriller that just finished up in Chapel Hill. Two top three teams, Florida State and North Carolina, end in a 3-3 tie. And I have a feeling it's got both of those fan bases saying, oh, why can't there be overtime in college soccer anymore?
Oh, most definitely. Two of just the standard setters for the ACC.
So Notre Dame going to have another corner kick. Morgan Roy, the freshman, has really been good here in the second half, getting them in opportunities at goal. And the Irish, of course, in no hurry throughout the rest of this game until the Panthers score a goal. As long as they have that 1-0 lead, they're going to be content to take their time, stay patient, and pick their spots. Corner from Roy. High ball headed towards Gattino. And now a chance off the side of the netting came from Lainey Matriano.
Good follow-up run. Just a tough angle to get that shot off. Initial header was placed nicely. Excuse me, initial kick was placed nicely, just off the side of the head of, looked like Ava Gattino.
It looked like they were aiming for Gattino again that time, and so under 25 minutes now remaining in the contest. Rachel, since the Notre Dame goal, how have you seen Pitt's mentality shift a little bit, and how do you expect it to change even more over the next 25 minutes?
Well, I think there's definitely more energy, like you said, Jason, and I think adding in Abiodun again, she just brings just that spark. She brings the speed, which is obviously super, super important. But yeah, I think just the energy has really improved. It's getting the ball on the other half of the pitch, which they have done now, getting it closer to goal and actually getting some good shots off. There's a difference between getting shots off and getting good shots off. And they need some good shots, and having a free kick here will certainly help.
And the Panthers in ACC play have struggled offensively compared to what they did in non-conference play. You saw the graphic, average about 3 goals a game on the year. Today being held scoreless, struggled to get going against Louisville on Thursday, averaging over 20 shots a game on the season. Today, just 8 shots for the Panthers. Trying to find that offensive momentum again, and no better time than right now. Sarah Shapansky lined up for a free kick and aimed towards Abiodun, but cleared away by Gattino. And again, Ava Gattino just always seems to be in that spot.
Never not going to mention her name, whether it's on the defensive side or on those set piece plays. Just she's everywhere, and she is just a player that they rely on so much, Notre Dame. I mean, very, very highly rated, obviously well respected, not just around the ACC, but around college soccer in general.
And a couple more substitutions there for the Panthers. Samaya Fury back into the game. Good to see her back out there after the injury. And Ellie Caulfield steps back into her role as the central defensive midfielder for Pitt. And should note, when we talked to Randy Waldrum about Menas and Caulfield, he says he does use them together at times. So this is one of those times where you see both Menas and Caulfield out on the pitch for the Panthers. Even though they generally play the same position, both are versatile players that can both be out there, especially when you need your most talented players on the pitch down a goal here in an ACC battle.
And your most disciplined as well, too. Two players that know how to help on defense, that also have a knack for getting above on offense as well.
And as we see Claire Logan there take it away from West, Rachel, have to give Logan some credit today. She's been in a lot of physical battles on the pitch, and she's defending a fifth-year player in Amanda West, who is one of the best goal scorers in this conference. Logan comes in as just a freshman and has really contained her well.
Yeah, she clearly did her homework on Amanda West. Kind of has been invisible for most of this game, I think it's fair to say. We haven't really said her name too much. Pitt has been preferring that right side pretty much the whole afternoon here. But yeah, wonderful defensive work from Notre Dame to keep Pitt's talented player kind of at bay.
And here's another look. You think West maybe... See, she takes the big touch there, tries to get past her, but then Logan able to track it down. Impressive stuff from a freshman.
Definitely a big task for any player to defend Amanda West, but throwing a freshman into that role is certainly no cakewalk. Nate Norman clearly rating her very high to put her against such a talented player like West.
And Nate Norman calls her a really well-rounded center back, very athletic and a fantastic defender, brings great composure in the back for the Irish, and we've seen that on display today. Here's West now, though. Left-footed strike, a tough one for Olofsson, but she taps it over.
Another key moment of the commentator curse, saying Amanda West basically invisible, and then there she goes with arguably, I think, Jason, that's Pitt's best look in the whole entire game.
I would agree.
Yeah, just a really nice save here from Olofsson, getting a hand on that. She doesn't have the height that Ellie Breach has, but she's able to get up there, and that's what you need from any good goalkeeper.
And on the Notre Dame side of things, another freshman making a big-time play in the keeper, Olofsson. Caulfield got a foot on that one, and it drifts past the post. But it's another Pittsburgh corner as a Notre Dame defender touched it.
Good chance there for Caulfield. Another corner kick coming in for the Panthers here. Try to replicate almost that same exact play, but this time get it a little bit more on frame. Maybe get the ball up in the air a little bit more too. That one was a little bit low.
So a quick Notre Dame substitution for the corner here. As KJ Ronan comes on, you see her there right side of your screen on that back post. Mellenhorst finds Gordon, couldn't get the angle. And another great display there from Gattino. Seems like a small thing, but she runs over to where that ball was going to head out and makes sure to shield Abiodun off it to ensure that they get the goal kick.
Yeah, and then on the other side too, Abiodun just showing off that speed to get down there, get a fighting chance, put some pressure on Notre Dame, but Gattino, just such a solid defender. Very aware that, you know, it could be just rolling out, but you don't ever want to take that chance.
Another job well done to shield. That time it was Waniah Hudson for the Irish, wearing 25. So past couple minutes, you can see Pitt with that urgency. Down a goal, 18.5 to go here at Ambrose Urbanic Field. Panthers looking to avoid a 2-game losing streak after falling Thursday at Louisville. Jason Earl, Rachel Krieger with you. Things have certainly picked up here second half, and with 18 minutes to play, both teams looking to earn a very important ACC win.
Good work from Abiodun there. Keeping the ball at her feet. Just trying to dribble, get out of that congestion there. I think she was surrounded at one point by 3 Notre Dame defenders. They know that she went to a World Cup. they know what she can do.
They did the research.
Yeah.
Gordon, low-driven ball. Well done to clear it for Notre Dame.
I think, Jason, you made the point a bit ago that, you know, every team wants to score goals, but Notre Dame, they're okay with having the 1-goal advantage. They know that this Pitt team is tough. And they have everybody back there helping on defense.
Yeah, really just Lynch and Ellie Osbeck, the 2 forwards, the only ones not in the mix on this play here. And even they are
extremely
deep in their own
yeah,
third.
I mean, there's really like very minimal chance for a counterattack.
So here's Caulfield. Tries a 1-2 with Fury. Great job possessing here by the Panthers. Can they make something of it? Mertz's pass intercepted by Notre Dame. Now Fighting Irish gonna make another substitution. Kiki Van Zanten comes off along with KJ Ronan. Nate Norman and Notre Dame holding on to that 1-0 lead. And the Panthers not happy. Deborah Abiodun hit the turf on the last challenge there. Maybe thought was worthy of a foul call. Randy Waldrum certainly seems to think so. And instead, goes against the Panthers. Notre Dame has a free kick. And the fouls category was a little bit lopsided earlier. Now it's 11 fouls on the Panthers, 5 on Notre Dame. Maybe that part of the conversation from Randy Waldrum. Officials today, J.C. Griggs, Taylor Bombalski, John Murphy, and the alternate is Sam Reynolds.
First time here in quite some time we're seeing Notre Dame on the attacking half here. Surprised they really only have 2 defenders back. Kind of guarding Fury there.
Yeah, especially with that 1-0 lead, right? I think that might change some things.
Yeah.
Panthers get it back. Here's Caulfield in the midfield. And Minas now with some space. Fury with the tackle.
Great work.
Wins the ball for Pitt. Now she's off to the races. Working on Hudson. Tries to bend around her. And a corner kick given. Great job by Samaya Fury to win the ball and take it all the way to the end line to earn the corner kick.
Yeah, it's just pure hustle there from Samaya Fury. The work to get the ball here. A nice, clean, all-ball tackle. Basically takes it from the half of the pitch. Good awareness to play it off of the feet. Notre Dame defender.
The corner. Out to Gordon. Popped in the air. Abiodun. Gordon again. And now out with Mertz. I'll try Mellenhorst again on that right side. Mertz earns another Pittsburgh corner.
That was exactly what Mertz wanted to. She was calling it a couple times there. Kira Mellenhorst, she had to dance around a little her defender, but managed to get the ball off. I think the Panthers are going to look primarily toward Katie Zalesky, Ashton Gordon here.
Here's the corner. Does go to Gordon. Nearly ends up in. Panthers with a very close opportunity. Rachel, you said it, Ashton Gordon. But the Notre Dame defenders get there just in time.
Oh, I mean, you can't really serve it better than that. Just a gorgeous ball. Really, really nice play from Notre Dame.
And Ellie Osbeck saves it for Notre Dame.
Defender Ellie Osbeck just bailing her goalkeeper out there a little. She dove the right way. I don't know, though, if Olofsson would have gotten there.
Another Pitt corner from Mellenhorst. And this time, finally, for the Notre Dame defense, a goal kick. And Rachel, this game is reminding me of one I watched earlier this week. And that would be the game Notre Dame at Duke. The Irish trailed that game by a goal for much of the second half. They were knocking on the door the entire second half, ultimately scored 2 goals to win. Notre Dame, this time on the other side of that, they have the lead, but Pittsburgh clearly applying some pressure offensively.
Yeah, and like you said, Jason, those goals didn't come till late, too. Buckle up, folks. We got a good one.
Yep, both of them in the last 5 minutes of that game in Durham gave Notre Dame the victory. So all of that is to say, with 10.5 minutes left, plenty of time for some more excitement to ensue here at Ambrose Urbanic Field.
Clearly, too, a team that can score against Notre Dame last year. Pitt won 3-1 early in the season, early in September. Then they meet up again, 1-1 draw, and then they go into penalty kicks. So clearly, they can score against Notre Dame. They know how to break this defense down. Can't really underestimate the play, though, of Notre Dame's defense. Very, very solid today.
Here's Abiodun. Out to West with space. Bounces out. Abiodun to Mellenhorst. Drops to Caulfield. Fury. Left-footed strike blocked. Well done by Matriano of the Irish. Amazing how much has changed with this Pitt program and the way they can challenge Notre Dame. It's now must-see TV when you watch these two teams. Hasn't always been the case. In 2019, Notre Dame won the meeting 4-0 between these two sides. And as you alluded to, Rachel, the past few have been fantastic battles.
Certainly, Notre Dame, the more successful side in these two meetups. Man, that 3-1 win last year for Pitt, just a huge confidence builder to set the tone for that 2022 season. Boy, how would they love to get even just a tie in this game too. I mean, any goal against this defense would be considered a big-time win for the program.
They've earned another corner kick. Randy Waldrum looks on. His team with less than 8 minutes now to find the equalizer. Kira Mellenhorst has been busy taking corners for the Panthers. This one finds Abiodun! The hero, the equalizer for Pittsburgh.
I just love the young player hyping up her bench. Chloe Minas now hyping up the crowd, getting them on her side. Man, that timing of that run is just absolutely perfect, and you have to, or else that's going on the head of a Notre Dame player. Abiodun toward the near post, sneaks it past the goalkeeper. Just nothing you can do about that. The speed off the ball coming off of the initial kick, and then the header just so good, so crisp. Kind of felt like Abiodun was going to get that one. You know, she's been in and out of this game. She got that yellow card in the first. Called for a foul here now. She has just been hustling every single moment that she has been in this game. Either her or Fury, one of them was going to get it.
And even after the goal, you can tell she wants more. The Nigerian with her 4th on the season. We knew there was some action left to be had in this game. And Abiodun comes through in the 83rd minute to provide it. 6:45 to go, buckle up.
Pitt to the crowd, getting into it. Hearing some "Let's go Pitt" chants up here in the box. Everyone's awake now, Jason.
No
It's
doubt.
dark, it's overcast, but everybody's awake now.
An excellent ACC match on our hands here. Both teams going to be pushing to get 3 points out of it. Here's Fury working on Hudson. Fury saved by Olofsson.
Just a big time save. Freshman goalkeeper Olofsson. You needed her to come up for Notre Dame, and she does it. Look at the way Samaya Fury just dances with the ball. Just so effortless. She gets a really good shot off at a tough angle. Olofsson gets both hands on it. The way that ball's spinning, you don't know where it's gonna go. Great save.
Mellenhorst again for the Pitt corner. They've now had 11 of them in the match. Back post pops out. Caulfield was there, but well done by the defenders of Notre Dame to cast it aside. West, another cross in. Opposite side again, Mellenhorst. It's been all Pitt in the last couple minutes of this game.
That right side has been working for them, so they want to use it.
Panthers have the momentum. 5:15 to play from Ambrose Urbanic Field. Things have gotten very exciting late in this ACC game.
That was great work from Caulfield there to get up, poke that ball away, back down to Abiodun Gordon. Or else Notre Dame's run into the races.
West takes it herself, falls to Mellenhorst, and now Mercado able to make the clearance. And Gordon colliding with Lynch there. Looked like the Panther bench wanted the foul on Lynch, and they're going to get it. Abiodun Gordon will have earned Pitt a free kick here. And maybe not necessarily a foul, but a dangerous play there as Lynch gets her leg up near the head of Gordon. Mellenhorst all over the pitch, taking these set pieces for the Panthers. Nice high ball in. Gattino clears it for the Irish. Panthers going to do their best to keep it in this half of the pitch. Or better yet, this third of the pitch. That's where it's been much of the past 5 minutes. And another one called against Lynch of the Irish. Panthers will take over.
It's a nice ball from Mellenhorst on the last free kick. Just got to get it over the defense here.
I'm starting to wonder if there are multiple Kira Mellenhorst on the field with the way she's been running around taking these kicks for the Panthers.
Yeah, she's been everywhere.
Here's another one. Just over the head of Caulfield. Abiodun tried to drop to Gordon but couldn't find her. Minas intercepts the pass, but a heavy touch taken advantage of by Van Zanten. Now Notre Dame, an opportunity. Haven't had possession much in the last few stages. Olivia Lee, a wonderful job to intercept. Now she's got room. Fury turns looking for a switch, drops to Caulfield. Now they do switch with Mertz. West on the flank. Mertz, cross in, and no trouble for Notre Dame, but they did deflect it, so it is a Pitt corner, the 12th of the match for the Panthers.
It's unselfish there from Amanda West for sure, outside of the box, to dump it over to Landy Mertz, who had a little bit of a better angle than she did. Corner kick here for the Panthers. Can Abiodun do it again? Her first collegiate brace.
Ball in, safely cleared by Mercado. Well done to get in front of Abiodun, who is making a run towards that ball. Minas makes the tackle.
What a play by Minas.
Abiodun searching for an option, finds one in Landy Mertz. Well defended by Leah Klinke over on Mertz. Mellenhorst with multiple Irish honor. And Klinke clears it again. Under a minute now to play in this ACC battle between number 10 Notre Dame and Pitt. Can someone break the tie, and if so, who? Fury, left-footed cross, headed away by the Irish. Once again, Claire Logan in the right spot. Minas, too much on it. Olofsson takes it. 30 seconds to play. Notre Dame hoping that they can make something of one final build.
Not sure what Olofsson's doing, just holding the ball there, staring down Samaya Fury, wasting about 8 seconds there. and a chance for Notre Dame to kind of get that counterattack.
One last shot from Van Zanten, blocked by Zalesky. And once again, Rachel, we're left wondering what if overtime still existed.
What if, indeed. Definitely an entertaining finish. Both sides had really good defensive play today. Just happened to break down a little bit toward the end, but a lot more energy in the second half for the Panthers. And you have to wonder, where was that in the first half? And I think that's an honest question that the coaching staff can ask, and I think the players should ask themselves that as well. We know that the schedule is tight. We know it is long. It's intense. But if you have that energy coming out just right out of the gate, this game could be a whole lot different.
So for Notre Dame, it's their first ACC game of the season.